What if the exact financial advice you have followed your entire life is actually a psychological trap? You are terrified of running out of money before you die, but you should be terrified of running out of life before you spend your money. Here is why saving for a life you will never live is the ultimate behavioral failure. Welcome back to Book in Minutes. Today, we are breaking down Bill Perkins' Die with Zero. But we are not just looking at the math. We are decoding the deep behavioral psychology that keeps you hoarding cash long after you should be spending it. We will cover the deferred life trap, how loss aversion hijacks your retirement, and why your brain treats future money as more real than future time. Let's dive in. Point number 1, the deferred life trap and mortality denial. Traditional finance is built on a massive cognitive blind spot. We rationally know our time is finite, but our brains are wired to accumulate resources as if we will live forever. Perkins argues that optimizing for maximum wealth at the time of your death means you traded thousands of irreplaceable hours of your youth for numbers on a screen you will never use. You aren't building a safety net. You are building a psychological prison. The goal isn't to die rich. The goal is to maximize your life energy. Point number 2, loss aversion in the decumulation phase. In behavioral economics, the pain of losing money is mathematically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining it. This is exactly why retirees with millions in the bank still clip coupons and refuse to take vacations. You have spent 40 years training your brain that number going up equals safe and number going down equals danger. Perkins highlights how irrational this fear becomes. If you die with $1 million, you haven't won the game. You oversaved and underlived simply because your brain could not handle the psychological friction of watching your net worth decrease. Point number 3, reverse present bias and the peak experience window. Usually psychologists warn us about spending too much today, but high achievers suffer from the exact opposite. Sacrificing today for an abstract future self who might be too old or too sick to enjoy the wealth. Perkins introduces the peak experience window. Your biological ability to extract joy from money declines sharply with age. A $10,000 European backpacking trip at age 25 creates a lifetime of what he calls memory dividends. That exact same trip at age 80 is exhausting or physically impossible. By delaying gratification too long, you permanently destroy the utility of your money. Let's recap. First, acknowledge your mortality denial and escape the deferred life trap. Second, recognize that loss aversion will paralyze you from spending your hard-earned wealth if you let it. And third, stop sacrificing your peak experience window for an abstract future self. The math is clear. Optimizing for money means you fail at optimizing for life. But what happens when you try to change these deep-rooted money habits and your brain actively fights back? Next week, we are diving into Know Yourself, Know Your Money, to uncover your hidden money scripts and why your childhood is secretly controlling your bank account. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you then.